Angry boss tries to pick a fight with US Army. But first, meme of the day. So this all happened in the last few weeks. For reference, I'm a battalion level officer in the Army Reserve. While I was getting my master's, I took an overnight gig doing unimportant things. Mostly my coworkers are 19 to 22-year-olds in college or just out of high school. Pay was good and I could focus on my studies all night. I graduated with my master's in 2018, but job market for my field in my area was hard for a while. I had a good relationship with the owner of my company and the pay was really good, plus the army has me working in my field, so I just decided to stay. Fast forward to 6 months ago. I've been here 4 years now. Every manager or supervisor has nothing but praise for me and I've made zero mistakes that cost the company any money or time. New boss. Good guy. Flexible. Works with people to get people schedules they want. But over time, personal issues or something get in his head. I suspect he doesn't like struggling to schedule around my military duties, but who knows? He starts name-calling, being condescending, or ranting and raving at me for unclear reasons every time he sees me. He wants things cleaned up, but is never able to quite articulate what that means, and my attempts never satisfy him. One time he ranted at me for sweeping wrong. Another time for calling him when nobody showed up to relieve me for an hour past my shift, and the guys on the schedule said they were told they didn't need to come in. When he does manage to give a specific instruction, he'll show up the next day and rant and rave and yell that I didn't do it before he told me. Well, now my comfortable, well-paying job is no longer peaceful, and I have better things to do than listen to a man-child be angry at the world every day. So I hop on Indeed and apply for a couple jobs in my field. By now I have the master's and 6 years experience doing it in the army, so I land some interviews and within a few weeks get an offer for double my salary. Soon after, as I'm still working on the onboarding process for the new company, he becomes enraged that a garbage can is dirty. I kid you not. A garbage can is dirty. I listen to him rant and name call and all that fun stuff, and the next day, I roll my eyes and wash the garbage can. He responds by yelling at me some more because I didn't wash it before being told to, called me some names, then threatened to fire me. So I shrugged and wrote up my 2-week notice and handed it to him the next day. Turned out that threat was a bluff. He is now very short-staffed, and he blew up again. Yawn. The next day though I noticed something peculiar on our work app. My time off request, filed months ago, for upcoming military orders had been denied. I laughed it off because obviously that's a misclick on his part. But nope. I come in for work again, and he very smugly informs me that I will be working through the whole next week. I have military obligations. I don't care. I denied your time off request. I have orders from the military. I can't be here. Nope. I denied it. You can't do that. Yes, I can. This is what you get for not respecting me and acting like a child. I'm denying your time off request, so figure it out. Can I have in writing that you're denying me unpaid time off for military duty? Ladies and gentlemen. If asked for something in writing, a smart man would stop and reconsider. A smart man actually would have realized well before talking to me that trying to tell an army battalion that they can't have one of their captains because a 35-year-old civilian middle manager is being petty is a really dumb idea and is in fact illegal. But my boss is not a smart man. Maybe he once was, but he is now an angry, vengeful petty man that, at this point, believes he has won a mighty victory over his enemy. So he puts it in writing and then walks off with a confident swagger, shouting over his shoulder. Figure it out. If you insist. So after my shift, I wait for our main office to open and I call the company's owner for the first time since this new boss started. Friendly chat, and then I tell him I'm calling just to warn him that his manager is trying to pick a fight with the Department of Defense and that I wanted to call and let him know and get it resolved unofficially. Owner thanked me for calling him, assured me that I would of course have those days off, and asked me what my perceptions were of the new boss. I gave him my opinion that he was once great, but has turned into the most toxic, abusive person I've ever worked for. We wished each other well, and then hung up. I don't know what happened next, but I suspect the owner politely and calmly informed him that small businesses don't like their managers picking fights with the federal government because when my new schedule came out, I had my drill days off, and my boss avoided me after that. I'm taking a vacation after drill and then starting my new job as an expert in my field on Memorial Day, working autonomously with clients, and he will remain there, angry, frustrated and stressed. I figured it out, boss man. Story 2. Don't want to wear pants, then you can go home. Alright, bet. The summer after my senior year in high school, I worked collecting shopping carts at a grocery store. I lived on the coast, so it was hot as hell during the summers. It was one of those uppity grocery chains, so we had a pretty strict dress code, white long-sleeved dress shirt, tucked into khaki dress slacks. But because I worked outside a good portion of the day, management let me wear khaki shorts and a short-sleeved button-up. All was fine until towards the end of the summer, we got a new general manager who was much stricter on policy than the old one had been. When I came in for my first shift with the new manager, he called me into his office. This is, vaguely, how our conversation went, from what I can remember. Manager, there have been some changes. Your uniform is clearly lacking in several areas and I'll need you to correct it. We'll need you to go home and change into pants and the provided long sleeve button up. Me. Thinking he had mistaken me for someone who works inside. Actually, sir, I collect carts, so I'm allowed to wear shorts. Manager, son, I said what I said. Either you adhere to the dress code or you go home. Me, so I don't have a choice but to wear pants in 90-plus-degree heat in the height of summer. Manager, that is the policy. And being smart with me is not getting us off on the right foot. Me, alright then, I'm going home. Manager, good. Thank you for your understanding. I walked out of his office fully understanding that he expected me to actually come back. But his ultimatum was to either wear pants or not come to work, so I chose the latter. I was going away to college in a couple weeks, so I chose not to sweat my balls off 6 hours a day for $7.25 an hour. I was at home about an hour later, chilling, talking to my friends on Xbox 360 party chat, and I got a call from my manager, furious. He was asking me why the hell I was taking so long, that we were swamped and desperately needed a cart collector. I told him I wasn't coming back. Of course he didn't take this well. He told me to get back there right then, or I would be fired, which I responded with, well, I thought that was the idea. He was absolutely dumbfounded. He hadn't expected me to call his bluff on something he considered to be so inconsequential, because he wasn't the one outside pushing carts in the heat. He tried to talk me into coming back, but I told him he gave me 2 options, and I had chosen option 2. I never went back into work. I found out that the cart collectors were only made to wear pants for a few days after that until the new manager relented and let them wear shorts. I never got a call with an apology from him, but I didn't care. I enjoyed the time off before going to college.